Looking for the sports channel.
Alrighty, well, we have a small red day recap to go over. It was kind of a Monday implied volatility crush. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how you should be trading with the SPY, not against it, and if it's at key levels, be careful. Why there are no guarantees in the market. At any point in time, the stock can be at its highest it'll ever be or the lowest it'll ever be again. It's unlikely, but there is a chance of that. And then we're also going to talk about in-out spreads and why they're a little bit more profitable. It's a small red day recap to go over. It was pretty nasty with the day trading, but based on the swings, we were making $120. And then if we count the Robinhood, it's a small green day, but we're going to count it as a red day because our day trading performance was a little bit looser than I would have liked it to be. So we'll talk about that in a bit. Our first trade of the day was on BABA, and BABA was breaking out to all-time highs. If you recall Friday's video, we were hitting the 310 level 29 times, and today we were gapping up ever so slightly after the Friday sell-off. And so if we were going to test and break 310 today, it was likely going to have an explosive move. So what I did is I posted in the YouTube chat and the Discord chat to go long on BABA, just over 310. And boy, you had to have some quick fingers if you were going to do that, or you had to have been in shares in pre-market. But right there, just over 310, you had to have market ordered into your contract if you were trading options. And boy, that's pretty dangerous because the spreads were about $50 to $60 to $70 wide. So if you're trading BABA, you could get slippage and you could be down $70 if BABA goes against your way. So I was unable to hit BABA at 310, but that would have been a nice trade. Just buying the 315 strike, could have paid $300 for it. In about 2 minutes, you would have made about $300. So you would have doubled your money. 300, 350, but we didn't get that entry, unfortunately. But later, BABA started putting in a nice, good symmetrical triangle, lots of bottoming tails, hammer candle, hammer candle, hammer candle, hammer candle. Then we got a nice, good igniting green bar, and I went ahead and got long on BABA just over 312, over the nice hold number. We got a nice push up, got a nice little false breakout right here. So right here, if you see this bull flag, this was a bull flag, and it popped up, but it broke down immediately. That shows you, okay, that means that the bull flag, this might be a false breakout and we could see lower prices. So that was on my radar. At the same time, the SPY, the SPY, was hitting this resistance right here that was marked before, the market was even open, 349.20. And I just noticed that, look, wick, right there on the SPY. I was like, oh boy. So it was on my radar to get out of BABA, but right about here, but I didn't. I wanted to have the loose stop. I spent a lot of money on that contract. I wanted to really make sure that BABA was selling off before I let it go. And boy, was that a costly, decision. It was the right decision, but a costly one. So BABA eventually put in a low and then made a lower low. I should have been out beneath 310.90, but my stop, I said it on the stream, was a 5-minute close below 310.50. And for 1 minute, 5-minute close, boom, we closed right above it, 310.60. I was like, okay, I'll give it another 5 minutes. Then boom, then we just had this fat red candle. No buyers stepping into the market. If we look at the 1-minute chart on the SPY, look at how nasty this sell-off became. And we just have to take your loss and cut and run and live to fight another day. So that's BABA. Was the right move to cut. Would be down, an extra $200 had I not cut. Our next trade of the day was on Microsoft MSFT, and Microsoft was gapping up along with the SPY and everything else and showing a nice good uptrend all day. Push up, sideways base, should have been long over 221.27, didn't have it on my radar. Plus, if you miss this candle, you kind of got to wait for some form of consolidation, which is exactly what we got. And so we got this nice push up. We hit our head at about 222, came back, and I was like, let's go long at 222. And we did just that. We put in a buy stop on our option. So we went long on Microsoft at 222, and I was targeting something big. I was looking for the 225 level because I wanted a nice, good wide stop on Microsoft. And again, the wide stop was not something to do. We were still in the BABA trade at this time, and we got this nice good 30-cent push. Had we had shares or something, you could scale out a little bit right there just to get a small partial. Maybe you go for break even or something. So if you wanted a tight stop, this goes back to our lesson on stops. Tight stop would have been beneath 221.50. But I really wanted to give it to this consolidation area. And I was even thinking about adding if we could break it. We did not break out of this consolidation demand zone formed on the 1 minute, 5 minute, whatever you might want to call it. I really should have stopped out just underneath 221. I really wanted to give it the wiggle room. And there you go. There goes that wiggle room. And I eventually had to get full max slippage and just underneath 220.50. So taking, almost taking a $1.50 stop on Microsoft, and that was annoying. That was a rough expense trade of minus $61. So definitely the day did not go very well at this point, but that's the way trading is sometimes. Sometimes you just get some massive market sell-offs, and that's what a sideways market looks like on SPY. Our next trade of the day was on SPCE, and if you recall Friday's video, we were actually assigned based on the put that we were selling on Friday. We were assigned because SPCE closed below 22.50, but that means that we were paid $5 to own 100 shares of SPCE at 22.50, which I said I wouldn't mind doing because SPCE was looking like it's going to gap up, and boy did it gap up. But unfortunately, in the morning, I just placed my stops. SPCE, there was no buyers. We were in at 22.50, and we just had to get stopped out crazily. We were still able to make a good $21, $22 off the SPCE shares, but could have been a lot better. But you have to stop out. You don't know how low this can go, and you don't know it's just going to turn around on a dime like that. But we do know that we can always go long on it after we've stopped out and we have a clear head. We have more capital. We know what to do with our money. And we can see a clear pattern and a clear trend. So what we did was on SPCE, we got this nice good bull flag after we sold off. We formed a new demand on a higher low previous than the lower pivot. Then we got a nice move up, and I went ahead and got long on SPCE just over 22.76. Got a nice push up, didn't even take profits. I even added over 23, so long at 23.76, added over 23, didn't take profits, and then I was stopped out right there. And then I just let the other contract ride, and I think I was stopped out just at the top of this demand zone. It was pretty much a dud trade, SPCE plus $8 total, because one was a fat stop out, one was an okay partial. We are still swinging SPCE some small size, so keep an eye out for SPCE to hit that 24.20 level, 25 level. I don't think it'll go past 25 this week, but it certainly can. While we did get clapped on day trading, we actually did have some pretty good scalps again today, as we did on Friday. And the SPY was selling off crazily. Look, we hit our head on this resistance, 349.21. Then we had this nice good breakdown. I really should have shorted it there, but we were in those BABA and Microsoft trades, and that's just how it goes. SPY just continuous sell-off. And right about here, once I saw this wick starting to form and then this green candle, I went ahead and got one same-day call contract. And then I even added over 347.35. And boy, this is scalping, and this is just super fast. But we got a nice push up. I was able to take off one contract for plus $10. Then I put in a break-even stop on the second contract. Well, this bottom wick tagged me for break-even just before the monstrous rally. Made $10 on it because we got a $10 partial, $10, and then break-even on the second contract. But could have been $70 had we held at least to this resistance, 347.80, and certainly 348.20. But that's just the way it goes. Our next scalp of the day was on Boeing, and Boeing was showing this crazy trend along with the SPY, but we were able to get a good scalp off of it. We even posted in the YouTube chat to go long over 169, 169.50 and target the 171 area. Well, we did just that. It wasn't so much scalping. I guess you could call this a day trade, but Boeing, we went with like the 180 strike call, so a little bit out of the money, so the delta wasn't super good, but we went ahead and got long on Boeing just over 169, and I'm just trailing each of these pivots. And once we hit near the 171 level, I was like, I don't want to be greedy for the extra 20 cents. I just put in my stop, and then boom, this candle tagged me out for a nice good $40 trade on Boeing. We had a really good swing trade exit on Zoom today. If you recall yesterday, we went long on Zoom just around the 558 area, right about here, and we were looking for a swing trade on it based on the daily chart. This is the solid all-time high breakout pattern. We had a nice good triangle pattern, if you recall, and we just kept hitting all-time highs after all-time highs after all-time highs. BABA needs to take some notes from Zoom. This is what I was looking for on BABA today, but unfortunately it just did not work out. And I really should have actually held this quite a bit, but I wanted to free up some buying power. What we did was we took profits on our 555/560 call debit spread. We made $1,501 on the call that we bought. However, we're losing $1,385 on the call we're selling. So because this is a nice good in-out spread, it had a really good high probability. And I figured to just take off the $116 profit. Wasn't worth the extra $84 in case the SPY or something goes crazy or Zoom gaps down. So we went ahead and took our profits right at about 485 or 585, on Zoom. today, and that was for a nice, good, solid revenue trade. The reason it was so easy and peaceful is because it was an in-out spread. You know, we're buying the 555, selling the 560. All you needed is buy 560, and you'll collect the full $250. I wasn't too greedy. I just wanted to take my $116. Yes, I probably could have made the extra $84, but I would be more mad if I had not taken the profits and then I give back $380, $390 back instead of just trying to be greedy and hold for that extra $84. So that in-out spreads, definitely a lot higher probability that you're going to profit. And those are a lot easier to, trade off of. It's a little bit more directional bias, and all you need is above a certain level, and boom, you collect that premium. Another swing trade that we're doing is Netflix, and Netflix has earnings this week. I think it's tomorrow after hours. Netflix is pricing in an $80 move, and if Netflix can break these all-time highs, I think it'll test somewhere in the 600 area, and that would be really nice. We just went ahead and bought the dip today for $81, and I'll probably take profits on this tomorrow. Yes, I can make an extra $400 on Netflix, but it is a little bit more of a gamble. Even though we're anticipating Netflix to have good numbers, good subscriber count, good forecast, it's not always guaranteed. The algos will do whatever they want to Netflix once they're reporting earnings. But if Netflix gaps down or I can't get a good fill on this, I'm going to hold it. It's only $81. I can make $420. If I have profits early, no need to gamble. Snapchat is also something I'm keeping my eyes on for earnings. We were able to get a good ghetto spread out of it. We bought the 30.50 call, and then as it pushed up, we sold the 32 strike call. That means our max risk is only $40, and the most we can make is about $150. And as if Snapchat can break out and close above 32 by next week, and its pre-IPO price is right around that 30 mark. So we'll see how earnings is reported tomorrow. Keep an eye out for Snapchat. Lastly, keep an eye out for the SPY. If we start to selling off, that could be really bad for the market, and we could start to tank. Nancy Pelosi giving Trump 48 hours. Who knows what the news is? The news is constantly changing. What will help you the most, instead of focusing on the news, is focus on the price action. Price action will precede the news. I don't think there will be stimulus till after the election. 80% chance of that happening. I could be wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I want the first round of stimulus to come to me, but that's just my opinion. So keep an eye out for SPY. Keep your swing trades a little bit light. And remember, I'm only swinging like Netflix and Snapchat. I got out of Zoom and only small SPCE. Keep it very light. Keep cash is a position. Don't forget it. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. See ya.